Good evening, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Against the Public for October 12th. I'm Dana Lane. Today we're going to go through my top 3 free college football plays for Saturday. And after we finish this show, please go over to Pickdawgz.com. You can expect to find my premium college football selections along with the NHL and the Major League Baseball postseason plays as well. Remember, you can get my college football 3-pack on Saturday for just $54.99. Also, my NHL 3-pack will be available for $49.99. And of course, every 3-pack and every individual play always comes with our Pick Dawgz win guarantee. In addition, there's only one way to get every play that I release, whether it's the National Football League, college football, NHL, upcoming NBA season, Major League Baseball. You can get every play that I release, and that's just simply become an all-access member. And you can do that over the next 7 days for less than $11 a day. The next 30 days for less than $11 a day. 90 days, you can get that for less than $10 a day. Or better yet, just jump on that annual all-access pass that gives you every play I release for now until this time next year. It comes out to be about $3.70 a day. So it's a Starbucks coffee, a little less actually, $3.70 a day. Will give you every play that I send out from now to this time next year. And it will take you all the way through the NFL season, the college football season, NHL, NBA, college basketball, Major League Baseball. It will pick you up from this point right now, set you down at this point next year. So throw it on the credit card. We'll pay it off a little at a time, and we're going to absolutely smash the last half of 2024. This is always typically the time where I thrive. We have all these sports and all these options, and this is the time where we are going to hammer the man. We're going to hammer the book starting tomorrow. Really, we've already started. We'll talk about that in a second. These numbers are worth talking about again, just because I want to give. I always like to give everybody an idea of where we are and what everybody is doing if you have been an all-access member. Now, I do want to say these numbers are the same as they were in yesterday's video, just due to the fact I'm doing this a little bit earlier because I want to get this video up as soon as possible because of the games starting early tomorrow. But over the last 7 days, bettors have enjoyed 58% winners on the back of a 16-6 run. We're heading into another week of college football action, so I should remind everybody that we have produced 67% winners over the last 7 days, 55% winners overall this season, starting to heat up again. This week, we are going all in with the biggest card that I've had so far. Not a crazy card, but we're looking at 7-8 games this weekend, and we're going to throw them up there very much in a comfort zone right now. So please join me for that. Major League Baseball has been a massive source of income over the last 30 to 60 days. We'll just talk about the last 30 days. All access members and Major League Baseball season pass holders, 57% of their 57% winners over the last 30 days, and that includes another winner last night. So that's really all that needs to be said, guys. I mean, it is a very important time of the year. It's a pivotal time of the year for your bankroll, and we are going to walk into these sports books and pick up our phones and get on the apps, and we're going to smash the last couple months of the year. So please join me. Thank you so much to everybody that has so far. Okay, on to your free plays for Saturday. We'll start things off 3:30 Eastern Time, 185, 186. Texas Longhorns on the road, 14.5. 48.5 is your total against the Oklahoma Sooners. Interesting path of this number, and I looked at it at Bovada. They opened this game 12 days ago at as Texas minus 8.5. That was adjusted a few days later to 16.5 because they took some major bets on that, and that was adjusted 5 days ago to 16.5. So they overcompensated, and then after they got their big wagers, which they got a couple of those after that, then they ran it back to where it is now at most books, 14.5. But Texas is coming off that 35-13 win against Mississippi State. They failed to cover for the first time this year. They're 37-point favorite. That was kind of a trap spot for them. This really sets up a great situation for us, though, because I like betting on the team that I perceive to be the better team in a massive spot after coming off a failed cover, and that's where Texas is right now. And the likely reason there's that big discrepancy in the numbers. 12 days ago, we probably thought that Arch Manning was going to start this game, and it looks like Quinn Ewers is going to be back behind center for the start of this one. So it started at 8.5, tried to get a jump on the other books, and then maybe got burned a little bit about, because you want to adjust that when Ewers, and believe me, there is a difference between Ewers and Manning, even though terrific number one quarterbacks as far as their specific recruiting classes. So there is a big jump though, and if you watch video and you watch tape, you can see where Ewers is almost NFL ready in my eyes. But yeah, we won't go into that. But there is a difference between the two. Oklahoma's 4-1, 3-2 ATS. Went to Auburn last week, came away with a 27-21 victory and a cover. And I do think in this one, the return of Ewers makes all the difference in the world after being out almost a month. He got hurt against UTSA, and I'm not going to worry about rust. I think the odds makers pretty much agree with that as well. This would probably be in a 10 range if they were worried about that, but he's that good. And I think if you watch this game on Saturday, you'll see that he's a guy, as I said before, he's going to play on Sunday, not just because of his arm strength, but his ability to read defenses, pre-snap, post-snap, his ability to throw to spots on the field, not just to receivers, has really been incredible. If you slow down a lot of his film, he will throw to spots before receivers are even open, and the ball will leave his hand, and you will look out and say, who's open he's throwing to, but he knows exactly where receivers are supposed to be, and I'm a massive fan of his. Also, this Texas defense is for real. They also have an incredible defensive line. I'm going to take the Horns in this one in a revenge spot, minus 14.5. I don't think this one's going to be particularly close. I think they're going to open this up in the second half. Game number 2, 3:30 Eastern Time, 175-176, San Jose Spartans, San Jose State Spartans against Colorado State Rams. Rams minus 156. There's a big story behind this line as well. Public money and tickets are on the Spartans, but professional money has taken this number from San Jose State -1 to Colorado State -1. Now, that isn't everywhere. Pinnacle was at San Jose State -2, and as late as this afternoon, but almost as soon as I saw that number, I saw that there was a wager came in that pushed that number down to -1. So there is a little bit of give and take here and there, but basically when you're dealing with -1s and sometimes -2s, you're really just dealing with a pick. So it's not, you want to go line shopping, you always want to get the best of the number, but in this one I don't think it's going to matter. We have various numbers where San Jose State is still a favorite, and consensus number right now is CSU -1, so we're going to use that number. It is worth noting that there was a sizable wager on the over when it was at 53.5 at FanDuel out of New Jersey. But this is a book that we've talked about before that has absolutely crushed the public. It's not the sharpest, no offense, but the bets come out of New Jersey that use FanDuel, not exactly the sharpest. So keep that in mind if you're betting the totals. San Jose State is off to a 4-1 start after a 4-point home win against the Nevada Wolfpack last week. It's the first time that they failed to cover. They were a 7-point favor in that game. After thinking this was going to be a rebuilding year, there really is no doubt about it that San Jose is the surprise of the conference. I'm pretty comfortable in saying that. The Spartans defense has not been very good, though. That's one area that they can improve on. And if they can't stop Justin Marshall in this game, that just means that we're going to look at a massive day from Torrey Horton should get one-on-one coverage. So what we're looking for here is the ability of the Spartans to be able to stop the run. If they can't stop the run, that means that they're going to bring extra guys up to help, which means that guys like Horton, who's an incredible wide receiver. If you haven't seen him play, he will get one-on-one coverage. That's something that I think Colorado State is hoping for, so I expect them to run the ball early and test that. CSU 2-3 this year straight up, and ATS. They covered 2 straight games against UTEP and last week against Oregon State. They did fight back. They were down 21-7 in that fourth quarter, tied it up at 21, and finally lost that game in overtime. And to me, I don't want to read too much into that 2-3 record. I think a lot of people in Fort Collins would have taken that considering their schedule. But as I mentioned, they went to Corvallis last week. They lost in overtime. They opened at #1 Texas. They played Colorado. This has been a difficult non-conference schedule. And oh, by the way, they haven't played a game inside the Mountain West yet, which is crazy because we're almost halfway through the season, which is even crazier. This will be their first game against a Mountain West opponent. This is the beginning of a schedule, though, that really should allow them to get back into the bowl picture. But they have to beat San Jose State first. They got Air Force coming up. Air Force is kind of down this year. They can still crawl into a bowl game, but this is almost a must-win for Colorado State. If you watched last week's game, you know one thing. They need to cut down on their penalties. 5 of their penalties last week were delay-a-game penalties. They blew up their timeouts last week because they're avoiding 3 more delay-a-games. So that's 8 potential delay-a-games. And, man, that is something that Jay Norville is going to have to clean up. I mean, that is not – that is sometimes that is on him, and I expect him to be a lot crisper this weekend. I'm going to take Colorado State -1 at home. And then game number 3, 7:30 Eastern Time, Ole Miss Rebels on the road, 3.5, 62.5 is the total against the LSU Tigers. Not a secret who the pros are on in this one. 62% of the tickets and 65% of the money is on Ole Miss. That moved this number from LSU -2.5 to Mississippi Ole Miss -3.5. And it seems like the Joes are settling in on Mississippi now. I see 2 5-figure wagers last Thursday at Bet Rivers out of New Jersey, which is when it comes to college football, for some reason the Bet Rivers guys are a lot better than the FanDuel guys, and there's some pretty sharp college football players, especially when it comes to side. And I mean by players, I mean bettors when it comes to betting sides in college football. And there is also another big wager at Sports Interaction today, actually. Looks like every book is at 3.5 now, and that's a number we should drill. We should drill really with as much money as we can because it's a key number. We also get the hook with the number, and we are seeing the juice on the Tiger side. We're seeing some juice on the Tiger side, -$1.15 at Circa, -$1.10 each way at Westgate. So that's even money there, or -$1.10 each way. That, though, I'm looking at the trends. It does look like that this number is potentially favoring going down to 3. So you want to jump on that right now so you can get that 3.5, which is the consensus number right now. Ole Miss 5-1 this year, straight up 5-1 ATS. Impressive win against South Carolina last week. This is a game that's going to be won in the trenches for sure. The Rebels have been incredible. Walter Nolan, if you haven't watched him, he is an incredible defensive lineman. J.J. Pickdawgz, another guy that you're going to want to watch consistently during this game. This is a team that leads the nation in sacks, and to me, if they make Garrett Nussmeier uncomfortable, this is going to be a long day. And if I'm Brian Kelly, this is how I handle things. I'm going to get the ball out quickly. I'm going to make sure my offensive line knows, look, this is either we're going to protect our quarterback or we're going to go to max protect, and that's going to hurt us a little bit offensively. But this definitely, you could turn on your television and watch right down the middle of the screen and know who's winning this game, because that's where the game is going to be won. And oh, by the way, when you're talking about an offensive line, Ole Miss's offensive line has only given up 2 sacks this year. So make sure you watch right down the middle of the screen, and that will give you an idea, and you will know exactly who's winning this battle, or at least who has the advantage. But expect Nussmeier to get the ball out quick. That would be would be the way I would attack this game. LSU 4-1 straight up this year, but just 1-4 ATS. They were sharp against South Alabama, and that 42-10 win and cover last week. We heard Brian Kelly this week, and we talk about injuries, man. Listen, anybody who knows me knows that I'm not going to shed a tear for Brian Kelly at all, but we heard him announce this week that wide receiver Kyle Parker is going to be out of the lineup. Not only out of the lineup, but he's going to be out of the lineup for the year with that torn tricep. That is a massive loss because he's got speed, and that really hurts that LSU depth at a position where they thought that was going to be their strength of this team, and now they're really having to use that depth to actually carry the offense at times. But the good news is that Chris Hilton might be back this week. There's been reports that he will, and of course in college football, never really know until the games start. But it is reported that Chris Hilton will be back, and that is massive to get him back into the lineup. And he's medically cleared to play. That's what I've been told. He is cleared to play. It is a matter of whether or not he can withstand that pain from that bone bruise that he had suffered. So it's really, he wakes up Saturday morning and he kind of says, okay, I think I can, or I can't, or they're going to do something to make him feel a little bit better. But if he gets into the lineup, that's going to be massive. CJ Daniels is also questionable to play in this game. And with all that bad news, it seems like an easy play, but we still can't overlook what they still have. Kyron Lacey is a clear number one wide receiver on that team. He's also going to play on Sundays at some point. Aaron Anderson has stepped up as a sophomore. So they do have plenty of talent. And so much we get so overcome by injuries, and we're like, oh, these injuries, we're going to go the other way, which looks like it's happening in this game. But man, they do not sleep on the amount of talent that LSU has behind those top players as well. There are plenty of reasons why there was a 6-point swing in this consensus number, but I think LSU still has enough to cover this game at home, but make sure you get that 3.5. So that does it for your Saturday free plays. Please go to pickdawgz.com. Get involved with one of my many available packages, including my all-access pass that gives you every play I release from now to the duration of the package that you choose. Okay? Don't forget, season passes are up there as well. Everything is prorated. We prorated them the first of every month, so every season pass is prorated. And please, no matter how you join me, believe me, I am so thankful for everybody who, anybody who, from an individual play all the way up to the 365-day pass. So thank you so much to everybody who puts their money behind us. Let's have a great weekend. Here's your Saturday free play recap. Texas minus 14.5, Colorado State minus 1, and LSU plus 3.5. That does it for today's show. Thank you so much for watching. All the best to you from Against the Public. I'm Dana Lane. Let's crush those books this weekend. We're going to have a massive weekend, and we're going to come back on Sunday, and hopefully we'll have some more money in our pocket. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.